Salma Hayek. We all know her as one of the most beautiful and sexy women in Hollywood. But did you know she's also a successful producer, an Emmy Award-winning director, speaks 4 languages, has been the face and spokesperson for major cosmetics companies, and campaigns hard for various charities and organisations. On top of that, she's also got the reputation as being one of the loveliest people in Hollywood.
I mean, she is one of the most incredible, vivacious, exciting, interesting, funny women I've ever met in my life. And not to mention focused, driven. I love being with her. I love hanging out with her. I think she's an amazing woman.
The good thing about Salma is that she got an incredible sense of humor, and sense of humor may be equal to irony, and irony may be equal to intelligence. I like her. It's good to work with her again.
Born in Mexico, Hayek decided she wanted to become an actress after seeing Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory at a local cinema. By 23, she was a star and it girl in Mexico. And by 24, she'd made the move to Hollywood. After constant frustration at the lack of roles available to Mexican actors, she decided to vent her frustrations on a Spanish-language talk show. Director Robert Rodriguez was watching and was on the lookout for a Latino leading lady. He was blown away by this intelligent and opinionated woman and gave her her big break opposite Antonio Bandidas in Desperado.
The first time I met her, I was looking for someone to play counter Antonio. So I thought, okay, well, here's our big breakout Latin star, male star, but I need equivalent female, and I want to hire someone Latin. At that time, there was no Jennifer Lopez, there was no Salma Hayek. There really, and this was only 8 years ago, there was no one. So I had to find someone from scratch, and I wanted to give him that opportunity so that I could create a star, so that if I ever needed a star again that was Latin, I would have a star to go to. And she's been my Latin star since then.
And a star she certainly is. It was this first collaboration that created Salma's big break. She soon became Hollywood's highest paid Latino actress, and in 2004, her income from films alone was around $20 million. On top of that, there were the lucrative deals she had with cosmetic companies Revlon and Avon. Robert Rodriguez and Hayek have gone on to collaborate with each other many times. Salma's more than just his star, she's also the godmother to his children, and they have a shared respect and trust in each other. And because of this, Rodriguez isn't afraid to really push Salma to her limits when he's directing her.
I am doing stunts here that I don't know what I was thinking. And I said to him, Robert, you're gonna get me killed. And he said, it's my right. I made you, I get to destroy you if I want to. And I didn't know I could do those things. That's what's always great, that in the moment I go, I'm gonna get you for this, I can't believe you're doing this to me. And then when I see it on the screen, I thank him for it, because he always pushes me to do things I never thought I could do.
The opportunity to play the legendary Mexican painter Frida Kahlo was a dream come true and a pet project for Salma. It was a story she'd wanted to tell ever since her arrival in Hollywood. And as co-producer and star of the movie, she finally had her chance.
As you know, I'm going to be starting and pre-producing a movie about the life of Mexican artist Frida Kahlo. We're in pre-production right now. I'm very excited about that one. After 6 years of work, we're finally getting there.
The film was a huge moment in her career for a number of reasons. Firstly, she made history as the first Latin actress to be nominated for an Oscar. And her work on Frida as a producer proved her skills behind the camera. The following year, Hayek was offered a chance to direct The Maldonado Miracle. Her efforts won her an Emmy for Outstanding Director. She's also the executive producer of the Emmy Award-winning TV comedy Ugly Betty. But back to her on-screen talents. She is undeniably one of the sexiest ladies on the planet. And when she was teamed up with the dapper and debonair 007 star Pierce Brosnan, together they sizzled in the old Hollywood-style action comedy After the Sunset.
The movie has an interesting tone because it's a heist with a lot of comedy, with romance. It's also a story about friendship. But for me, it's a story about growing up. And that, I think, it's the quality that attracted me the most to the film.
It's roles like this that Salma's fought hard to play, roles that require more than just looking good, but showcase her talent and intelligence.
There has to be a movie that can live up to Salma Hayek's public image, because she's one of the hottest women in the world, most beautiful woman in the world. She's on the cover of every magazine in the world. There's got to be a movie that can live up to this image of her, of being smart, talented, beautiful, all of that. You always saw that she was beautiful in movies. You always saw that she was sexy. Then you always saw that she was, with Frida, you got to see her talent. There's got to be a movie that shows her talent and her beauty. That's what I'm trying to say. And I think After the Sunset is the film.
So she's got beauty, brains, and a sense of humour, but apparently not the best kisser. Yep, when it came to the best kiss at the MTV Movie Awards, she missed out. The winner was out of this world.
I actually was nominated last year and I lost. Best kiss? Oh, sweetheart, thank you. That's all that matters. Best kiss, and I lost to an alien. How can you beat that, you know? So, the girl sticks the tongue inside the guy's mouth and it comes out of the brain, perforating the brains. I'm a good kisser, but I'm sorry, that's a bit too much. I was excited when I came, and then when I lost, I said, oh God, I gotta practice, maybe one of these years.
Another amazing Latino actress, and one of Salma's closest friends, is Penelope Cruz.
Because we are friends for 8 years or 9 years. We don't remember exactly when was the first time we saw each other. But we remember what happened is like I was in Spain and I was beginning my career and I knew who she was and I loved her work, but I never met her personally. And I put on the television and she was talking about me. And she was saying beautiful things, really, really generous things about my work. So I was very impressed by that, by her generosity. And I called her back. I called her to say, Salma, I saw it and thank you so much. And she said, when are you coming to America? Because I was going there to do my first movie. And she said, I'll pick you up at the airport. So she was the first person that I saw when I landed in LA, my first time. And she took me to lunch. It was a completely different beginning of my career there. If not, I would have been by myself in a hotel. I didn't know anyone else. And she was great with me from the beginning, and we connected from the first second. From the day on the phone, it's like we knew each other from before.
From early on in their friendship, they were keen to play opposite each other. The only question was, which movie?
We wanted to make a movie together, and we thought it would be very fun to do a Western where the women were not being rescued by a man, but we actually rescued a country. And it was very romantic for us to go to Mexico and shoot in Durango, where all the Westerns were shot.
The movie earned them the reputation as Mexico's Thelma and Louise. Bandidas had 2 hot Latin ladies, 2 directors, and by the sounds of things, too much fun.
We laughed a lot. The directors were getting frustrated because they had to cut many times because we were laughing. Actually, when I saw the film, at one point, you might think I am angry, but I know I am trying so hard not to lose it again. But it was fun.
Sexy, intelligent, and athletic. In fact, it seems there's not much she isn't able to do or willing to try.
I had to train with the knives, and I got pretty good, but then I couldn't use it because they wouldn't trust me that I was good, and I couldn't do the real knife all the time. And the most exciting part for me was I had to learn how to ride horses, but in the style of dressage. And that was very exciting and scary at the same time, because the horse had a lot of character.
Make no mistake, with Bandidas, Salma and Penelope were in control every step of the way. It was their project, and the directors that wanted to be involved had to prove their salt.
Initially, when Luc called us and told us about the girls, and they were already attached to the project and we were not, so we had to convince them, he said. You have to make a video and you have to talk into the camera and convince them that you're the right guys for this.
This was our chance to make it, to get the job. And if we could make this little thing funny, that could help us to convince the girls.
So what we did was we actually made a spoof of the script, and we played the parts of the girls.
Salma's incredibly passionate about using her celebrity to help further causes. and she gives her time to a variety of organisations. Since the birth of her daughter Valentina, she's worked closely with UNICEF to improve health conditions for mothers in developing nations, and is part of a campaign to eliminate tetanus.
Because we're doing something that we're all so proud to be a part of. And because it's something that you can actually see the result. It's very tangible. You can see the numbers drop. I was able to go there and see how it operates. And I think in these times, this is very, very important that everybody comes together and makes an effort to protect ourselves and to protect our planet, because we are in crisis, and a crisis that goes way beyond an economical crisis.
Salma Hayek is a woman who's forged her own path in Hollywood. Her passion, talent and looks opened doors, but she capitalised on every opportunity afforded her. An acclaimed actor, director and producer, and now mother and wife, she continues to light up screens. Stay tuned to Star Picks for all the movies you know and the actors you love, broadcast in glorious high definition with 5.1 surround sound where available. For more of the best in entertainment news, check out your Movie Network channels. It's altogether better, on screen and at mnc.tv.